show for music trivia, 3 rounds in store. It's head to head, who's going to war? Are you ready to settle the score? I said, are you ready to settle the score?
Hey, welcome into another week of Settle the Score. I'm your host, Matt Knost, joined as always by the musical director, the one and only Mr. Andy Merriweather. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, thanks, Matt. We are recording on episode drop day, and it's been quite an exciting afternoon for me, like seeing all the positive feedback to last week's episode, especially the round 2 changes that we made for that specific episode. Lots of Discord chat about how people enjoyed that and would like to see more of it. So yeah, really cool. It's kind of nice to be going into an episode to Settle the Score off the back of the buzz of an episode dropping and hearing all that stuff. So thanks to everyone that engaged immediately, and it's been really nice afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, as far as you got to give us the scene, they made it look so effortless. I wish we had made it harder.
Yeah.
So they're exactly, it's in this, and then they were technically it's in Hobbiton, but in the book it takes place in, Ashley went on a full-on explainer about the Green Dragon. It was like, wow, that is deep knowledge.
Yeah. There was one that I was like, oh, you're gonna get to the end of the movie if you just keep going. Like it was just got on and on and on. But it was great. I mean, just that knowledge and and I think the clamor for additional points gifted out in round 2. I mean, there's something we could work with. It doesn't have to be a scene thing, but it was nice. It was nice to see everyone so engaged with it and enjoying an episode that, like, I think we both feel like we worked really hard on that episode. So it was nice to see it rewarded in that way.
Yeah.
So
Lord of the Rings can suck it as far as finding
designing
specific scenes that the music is dedicated just to that scene. It's really Howard Shore did an excellent job of interweaving so many different themes to give you different aspects of thematic moments.
Yeah.
To tie in, like, oh, this was part of this and this was part of this. So then they come together and you have this layered motif. But the problem is then it's part of this other scene here and this other scene here. So it made it really difficult. And yet they still dialed in on it. So all the credit to them that they could weave through. At this point, they're both avid extended edition fans. And on top of that, so we're talking like 15 hours of films.
Yeah. And I fully expected there to be some sort of contention, like some moment where they would say, oh, actually no, that score is played in Two Towers in this scene as well, and that's the one I thought you meant. Like, but there was nothing like that. It was like, that's a kudos to you as well for honing in on,
at times the lighting, the beacons, and then the Theoden when he gets the spell taken off. Spoilers for last week's episode.
Sure,
those were motifs used, but then the clues are like, we're specifically asking about this moment.
Yeah.
So please focus in on that as you listen to the music. Because they each did it for both of those, going, well, I know it was used here and here and here. So I think it could be these things. That's where it gets tricky. It's an amazing score. It's just that he does reuse a lot of the stuff wisely.
Yeah, it is operatic in that way. Yeah.
It was a fun show.
Really fun show. And we've got a fun show this week as well. So
killer segue.
Thank you. I'm getting good at this. What are we, 183 in?
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Listen, are today's 2 players as attractive as last week's players? No, not even close. Not even close. It's like it's like looking into a mirror 4 times for us.
Yeah. Bigger balls.
Potentially.
There's a lack of knowledge there, but yeah.
There's a lack of knowledge.
An assumption.
We did some rudimentary investigation before the show started.
Yeah.
Came up empty-handed. Literally.
Literally. Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
But unfortunately failed. And sorry, maybe we can rectify it by the end of the show. I don't know what these guys are game for.
We'll see.
But we have 2 fantastic guests returning to us once again. We're excited to have them back. It's always a joy to see them. Please help us welcome back. First up, you know him from PLD Projects on YouTube. You also know him if you're a fan of Christian Harloff or The Real Rejects. He is the one and only Mr. PLD, Paul DiNuzzo. Paul, how are you, sir?
Oh, doing good. Feeling good to be back on. We took a long time to make this work. I had some life issues, but I'm happy to be back. And I want to say right off the top of the bat, I'm game for anything. $20 is $20.
Nah. Great. That's
No
awesome.
money was ever promised, but it could happen. We do have a
Negotiations.
budget thanks to our patrons.
There you
So,
go. Negotiations, my friend.
unfortunately, though, in a negotiation, you just set the anchor point at $20, which means we're coming in lower. And
I never said I was the most intelligent negotiator. I was just doing negotiations.
all right, well, $20, and let's see what your Patriot is going to demand. Hopefully, less than the 20. I don't know, but please help us welcome back. You've seen him in movies, on your television, and he is an absolute joy, Mr. Dan Nye.
Oh, whoa. Oh, thank you. And a small round of applause. The only thing I was thinking is you guys are talking, it's like, oh, it's episode drop day, and I'm ready here with PLD just to drag the quality of the show down as much as possible. Like they're so specific. And so yeah, you guys had that show last week. Go pause this one and go watch that one if you want people being really good at this.
But the way we're keeping them in is the chance of some huevos. You know?
Chance of nudity, yeah.
There's always a chance.
White guys with a chance of nudity.
And I will have to blur it out, but I will be generous with the blur. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wow, everybody will act impressed, even if we're not.
Yeah.
Like taken aback and gasp. No, not a problem, guys. Not a problem.
Also, as someone who has to think about like what my rate is for things, like, man, PLD, you're coming in real low. Those bills must not be difficult there in upstate New York.
Well,
He's like $20. I'm taking the family out to dinner. Matt and I are like, maybe we can park somewhere. I don't fucking know.
What day of the week is it, and where am I going?
Is there a
I'm thinking
sporting
I got
event?
zero the
'Cause-
first time, zero the second time. I'm going to try to slowly build up. But, damn it, Dan! You should be my agent. How about that?
There you go. Right.
Well, yeah, but unfortunately, you've already said I'm willing to do it for 20. Which means
He
we're gonna
doesn't get out of
negotiate
bed for
lower.
less than 400.
There you go.
There it is.
400
hour.
pennies. Sure, I'm in on that.
400 pennies.
All right, gentlemen, are we ready to play today's game?
Sure.
Right. Listen to that confidence.
Woo!
Yeah. All right, here's your bell for round number 1. All right, Dan. You will have opening choice. In this
I'm going to stop looking at PLD.
Mind games, baby.
It's working. It's working.
Clearly.
Because my mind is not on this game right now. I'll tell you that.
Is it ever though? Let's be fair.
I think sometimes.
Okay. I'm
give it
trying
a
to
solid
go
20%.
down from that -5 from pregame.
Not negative. That was all positive.
Oh,
How
okay.
dare you?
Constructive criticism.
Yeah. You want to keep this up? Technically, you might still start -5 points. Just so you know, that was off-air talk, but Dan came in hot. I don't think anybody cared for it.
Off-air talk is just that.
All right, Dan, you will have opening choice in this first round of 1 through 5. Once you make your selection, I will give a clue and Andy will begin playing. When either of you think you know the answer, buzz in with your name. I'll call on you and you're guessing the movie itself. So don't worry about the title of the song. It's worth 10 points and there is a bonus question worth 5 points, but I'll give you the rules of that when we come to it. So Mr. Nye, 1 through 5, where would you like to begin round number 1?
Let's start with 3.
All right, 3 it is. Our clue for number 3 comes to us from our patron Houston Bodily, and it is holding up a mirror to society. Holding up a mirror to society.
Don't sing if you want to live long. They have no use for your song. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. You're dead and out of this world.
Dan?
Dan,
Joker?
incorrect. PLD, holding up a mirror to society.
I'm gonna give it a long shot here, but will we do in the shadows?
That is correct for 10 points. PLD on the board.
That's the theme song. Now I feel real silly.
It's all right. It happens. All right, Paul, you have a 10-0 lead. Now you have a choice. A bonus question. It's worth 5 points. Some of these are easy and some of these are hard. And your choice is if you go it alone and you get the question wrong, you can lose 5 points, or you can open up to you and Dan. No one will lose any points, but he can cut into your 10-0 lead. So my question is, do you want to be a dick or not?
It's too early to be a dick. So I'll save my dickness for later.
All right. It is open to you both. So here's your bonus question. Let me finish the whole thing before you buzz in. According to Cinemorgue, how many deaths are there in What We Do in the Shadows? First person that guesses, it's worth 10 points, and we'll give it to you if you're within 4. Second person that guesses, if they're wrong, obviously, we'll give it to you if we'll give it to you if you're within 2 deaths. It's worth 5 points, but we'll tell you if the previous person was high or low.
Dan, I'll take a guess.
Dan.
17.
That is incorrect. Incorrect. And he was high. So now you got to be within 2, PLD.
Damn it. Okay, I'm going to go with 11.
That's bang on the money. It is 11 deaths according to Cinemorgue. 5 points to PLD.
All right.
Rusty, my foot.
That was just luck. This is just luck right away.
All right, Paul, you now have choice 1, 2, 4, or 5. Where are we going next?
Let's go with 2. Number
All
2.
right. Number 2, it is. Your clue comes to us from our patron, Ken Whitehurst, and it is Oscar bait. Oscar bait.
I have just a bit of setup on this one, so do some ball negotiation for
Oh,
me.
okay. No problem.
Negotiation.
He's just going to go under that 20 now. God, starting us so low.
Yeah, exactly. For lack of a better phrase, and you both are welcome to this, I am going to lowball you.
It's another softball right down the just.
Dan, do you want to go back to negative 5 points? I marked that off the list just so you know.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Right there under Dan, and I scratched out the -5 because it's like, you know what? Bygones be bygones. Bygones be bygones.
Off air be off air.
But
A lot of
this
balls.
son of a
A lot of
bitch.
balls.
Cruising for that -5.
Cruising, indeed.
Not even as his agent, you're doing a terrible job.
Well, I never said I was any good at it.
I was going to come in at 5 as my initial offer, but I think like $2 at this point.
Blind is leading the blind at this point.
Yeah. Just our own tails in a circle.
Damn it. But you know what? It'd still be more than I got the last 2 episodes, so I'll take it.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
so you ready, Andy?
Yeah, all good.
All right, the clue once again is Oscar bait.
If I was you and you were me, you know we'd be winning. If you want something bad, yo, you wanna give your all. Cause I believe so much in me, and no, we're not kidding. If you feel the same as me, yo, you're gonna wanna take the ball. Well, I guess we're gonna
Dan,
have
Dan,
is that Ghostbusters 2?
that is
Yes.
Ghostbusters 2.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
I wanted to guess it early, but I was like, I just wanted to wait for the chorus to hit, and then it's the baby's name is Oscar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baby's name.
It's getting there.
All right, makes it 15-10 in Paul's favor. Dan, bonus question: you want to be a dick or not?
I actually think I know this movie pretty well. I'll be a dick. Got to make up for that -5 and try to catch him.
All right.
All
This
right.
is for Dan alone. Then here's your bonus question: Ghostbusters 2 was released in what year? Hint: it's the same as Rain Man.
I'm torn between 2. 89?
Damn it.
That is correct
Yes,
for 5
that is
points.
correct.
In my head, I'm like, is it 89 or 88? 89 or 88? And I just went with my gut.
Smart move.
Your gut was right.
All right, tie ball game, 15 points apiece. Dan, you have control once again. Do you want 1, 4, or 5.
I was a little nervous because I had to inhale some lunch, so sometimes my gut tells me weird things after I've eaten quickly. I'll go with 4.
All right. 4 it is. Your clue for number 4 is The Fast and the Furious.
Ooh.
The Fast and the Furious. And just as a heads up, we will never use the title of the movie in a clue. It trips some people up. That's fine. I get it. I'm sure it would do it to me sometimes too. But just giving you a heads up.
Okay, here we go.
Out of the ruins, out from the wreckage, can't make the same mistake this time. We are the chill.
Paul?
Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome.
That is correct for 10 points. All right.
Never in a million years. I haven't seen it.
Oh, you never seen it?
No.
It's solid.
Sure.
All right. It makes it 25-15 with Paul in the lead. Bonus question time, Paul. Do you want to be a dick or not?
I'll be a dick. Why not?
All right. This is for Paul alone then. It's probably for the best, Dan.
Yeah, right.
In Bartertown, the community gets its energy by burning the methane produced from what animal's dung?
Oh, God. Nothing from what?
From what animal's dung?
He's thinking back on his Schmodown writing days.
I completely am. This was never a question we'd get out of the down, and probably for the worse. It's got to be. Is it pig?
It is pig for 5 points. There you go.
Wow.
Nice job.
I would have said hyena. I don't know if there are hyenas in that
That
movie.
kind of fits the vibe of the movie, though. I
Yeah, it
can
does.
see.
It does. That or
Um,
kangaroo because the Australian thing, but
although, do we know technically if they're in Australia or not?
Kangaroos?
No,
Or
no.
hyenas?
The post-apocalyptic world of Mad Max.
I don't believe Mad Max is, but I think it would be a meta commentary, maybe, if we're going to go that smart.
Just asking if that was post-apocalyptic Australia or not, but you're actually, elevating my ridiculous question. So I appreciate that. Bonus points to Paul for that. Thank you.
You got it. That's how you do it, Dan. That's how you do it,
Yeah,
Dan.
right.
That is how you do it.
A philosophical yes and on a show.
That is
where
how you
we
do it.
have a lot of testy talk.
You might get fucking $21 at this point.
Woo! Bonus.
All right. It is 30-15. And Paul, you have your choice. Do you want 1 or 5?
We'll go with number 1.
All right. Number 1, it is. Clue comes to us from our patron, Eric Grebner, and it is A New Old Hope. A New Old Hope.
Hold my hand, everything'll be okay. I heard from the heavens that clouds have been gray. Pull me close, wrap me in your aching arms.
Paul.
Top Gun Maverick with Ed Harris.
That's correct for 10 points.
That part of my brain, I have to say it, even though
I kind of had a hunch if there were any of those in this game. I'm just so behind the 8 ball for that.
I figure Top Gun Maverick is fair game. It's not like,
No. It's more just Paul's expertise when it comes to Ed Harris.
Well,
he's only in for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, I think, but it's okay.
Yeah, if you two are ever on and somehow the score from Pollock is on here, just know that we tried to screw you, Dan.
Or a stepmom.
Yeah.
Milk
You mean
money.
milk money? How dare you, stepmom? What is this?
He's in. Am I wrong?
I have no
No.
idea. Is
He
that?
isn't. He isn't
Yeah.
stepmom. He's in milk money. Yes.
Oh, well,
He's in
I'm
both.
the asshole. All right, it's 40-15. Paul, bonus question. Do you want to be?
I'll be a
or
dick
not?
on this one. Yeah.
I was gonna say he would just leave it open to torture me. There would be no.
All right, it's for Paul alone. Here's your bonus question. Top Gun Maverick was nominated for numerous Oscars and won one from which of the following three categories? Best Original Song, Best Picture, or Best Sound?
Repeat the options there.
Sure, not a problem. Best Original Song, Best Picture, or Best Sound?
I know which one it isn't.
I know which one it isn't too. I'm trying to think if it's.
Put that one in there.
Yeah.
It was nominated for 5 Oscars. The other, if you
Right.
do the other 4 and be like, this is a crapshoot kind of question.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with.
Although I really hope he picks the one we both know it isn't.
That'd be pretty great.
It's like, yeah, it's definitely not that other one.
No, I don't think Gaga won, so I'm gonna go with best sound.
That is correct for 5 points.
That was my guess too.
I did have to stop and think about that though, because I know that was pretty a big song. So
All right, it's 45-15, and we have one question left in this first round.
all right.
And your clue comes to us from patron Matt Scanlon, and it is The Queen's Gambit. The Queen's Gambit.
I was told a million times of all the troubles in my way, how to grow a little wise, a little better every day. But I crossed a million rivers and rode a million miles.
Paul.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, that's correct for 10 points. I didn't know you were going to wear a Queen hat today. So that's, it's kind of one of those of like, you showed up and I was like, well, shit, I feel bad for Dan on that one. I mean, I know you saw it, Dan, but I didn't realize.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'll leave it open this time.
No.
I'll leave it open.
All right, it's open to you both. So buzz in with your name. If you think you have the answer, here is your bonus question. What is the name of the worldwide concert Queen plays towards the end of the
Dan.
Paul?
Live Aid.
That is correct for 5 points.
The whole convenience of all convenience, where he comes out to his parents on the way to Live Aid.
Yeah, yeah, that one was really on the way there.
Yeah.
You just met the guy, and now you're like, no, he's definitely one I need to introduce my parents to. Let's do that on the way to our last massive mega gig.
Oh, we have 135 minutes. We got to squeeze everything in, guys. Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I thought of a joke. I am not going to say that joke.
That's
That makes
off-air stuff.
what's that?
That's off air stuff.
No. It's just why. You know, I stopped myself to say why.
That's fair.
All right, that makes it 60-15 with Paul in the lead, but it's still anybody's ball game. Here's the bell for round number 2. All right, Dan, since you're in second place, you have opening choice in our second round. And this is our 5-second round. So you'll make your selection of 1 through 5. I will give a clue. And then Andy will play a 5-second snippet from anywhere in the song. It's his choice. If either of you can guess it in that opening 5 seconds, it's worth 10 points. Otherwise, if we have to play a second 5 of music, it drops the point value down to 5 points. So Dan, 1 through 5, where would you like to begin today's second round? I almost said show.
We'll do 2 this time.
All right. 2 it is. Clue comes to us from our patron Juan Reyes, and it is a method to the madness. A method to the madness.
Mr. Trouble never hangs around when he hears this mighty sound.
Dan.
Dan.
Man on the Moon.
That is correct for 10 points.
Nice.
I love that movie.
All right, 60 to 25. Dan, where would you like to go next? 1, 3, 4, or 5?
1.
All right, number 1. It is. Andy's got a little bit more of a setup on this one. But your clue is Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger.
So it's clearly Rocky 3.
Undoubtedly.
Rocky
Undoubtedly.
4. It's the sneaky way to do it. Rocky 4.
Oh, want that tiny little opening portion? Sure.
That's a way to subvert us. To give us the, that's the hidden clue. That's the hidden bit.
Okay. Here we go.
Dan.
RRR.
That is
Damn it,
correct
damn
for
it.
10 points.
Another movie I very much love.
Damn it. I love that movie too. I basically forgot my name trying to go for I was RRR. Oh, I gotta say my name first. Damn it.
Now it's going to be in my head. You're going to play other songs, and I'm just going to be over here.
All right, Dan, makes it 60 to 35. Do you want 3, 4, or 5?
Let's go up. Let's go 3.
All right, 3 it is. Your clue for number 3 is judgmental. Judgmental.
A lot of mental in this round.
Back up in your ass like a resurrection. It's a group hotter than an erection that shows no affection.
Dan.
Dan.
Office Space.
That is correct for 10 points.
I don't like, I know the
Helena.
song is in there, but I remember the character singing those words, which is how I remembered the movie.
Nice.
Look, you got there eventually.
I needed to make up ground after that poor first round.
Hey, it's a kicking ass, man.
Racking it up in this one. It's 60 to 45 now, and you have 4 or 5. What would you like next?
4.
All right, 4 it is. Your clue for number 4 is, all right, stop. Banner time.
All right, stop. What was that part? All right, stop.
Banner?
All right, stop. Banner time.
Banner time. Okay.
Banner time. Dan.
Star Trek.
That is
09.
correct for 10 points.
You didn't recognize sabotage. I didn't get there. I was like, I know it. Nope.
It's in every single one of those movies, isn't it? It's in all
so.
3.
I believe so.
Yeah.
They definitely
you're
use
right. Definitely in
beasties
1 and
in the
3.
next one.
Right.
And they
It's
use
not-
it. Well, they use it as like the needle drop to like disrupt the swarm in the third one
Right.
too, and beyond.
Okay.
So
It's the
yeah,
second
I'm pretty sure it's the same song.
But Banner is only in 1. Hence the clue. It's 60 to 55.
Wow. Come back.
Just like
steady.
that. Dan is right back in this. And we have 1 question left in the second round. And I will say to all the patrons that submitted on this, you guys outdid yourself.
Oh,
There's like 7, 8, 9 amazing choices. I'm not kidding. I'm so excited that we have them to use another time. So yeah, kudos to all of you.
I look forward to letting them all down.
Yeah, it's all right. Your clue comes to us from Eric Grebner, and it is high planes, trains, and automobiles. High planes, trains, and automobiles. Dan.
Back to the Future 3.
That is correct for 10 points.
What a round you've had there, Dan.
Good job, man.
Ran the table, buddy.
Oh, swept. Oh,
Just
night,
like
everybody.
that. Yeah, walk off.
I'm done.
You're done.
Take the walk off.
I should have walked out to round 1.
All right. Well, Dan takes a 5-point lead, 65 to 60. Here's your bell for round number 3.
Now they're just going to be fighting in my head between that ZZ Top song and Natu Natu. Just going
Yeah,
back and
I'll
forth.
do a mashup for you at the end, no problem.
Yes, yes.
All right. In round number 3, this is our betting round. Dan, since you're in the lead by 5 points, you will have opening selection of 1 through 5. Once you make your choice, I will give a clue, and you will open the bidding with the number of notes you think you can guess this movie in. Once we have your opening number, then PLD will go over to you. You can bid 1 note fewer all the way down to 0, but we bid back and forth until one person tells the other to settle the score. And at that point, that person is answering alone. The point values are at 10 notes and above, it's worth 10 points. 6 to 9 notes, it's worth 15. 3 to 5 notes, it's worth 20. And 0 to 2 notes, it's worth 25 points. If you get the question wrong, your opponent automatically gets the points. You each have a lifeline that you can use one time to ask for a second clue. And finally, if your opponent gets the question wrong and you think you know the answer, you can double down on it. And if you guess correctly, you'll double the points available. But if you get it wrong, you get nothing. And if either of you need any clarification, just let me know. But Dan, with your 5-point lead of 65 to 60, you have opening choice 1 through 5. Where would you like to begin?
I will go with 2. It did me right last time.
All right, 2 it is. Clue comes to us from patron Matt Scanlon, and it is Marry On My Wayward Son. Marry On My Wayward Son.
Just confirmation, is that Mary is an Marry or Merry?
You know, not many people ask for the spelling of things.
Different terminology.
It is different terminology, and I will give it to you because you asked. It's Merry.
Okay.
Marry On My Wayward Son. So, Dan, we open the bidding with you. 4 is the minimum. The max is however many you'd like it to be.
I will start with 14.
14. PLD.
13.
13.
11.
10.
8.
It's worth 15 points now.
I'll go 7.
Settle it.
All right. On 7 notes. It's worth 15 points. Paul, you do have your lifeline. Dan, if you want to use your double down and lifeline at the same time, you can do that. Your clue, once again, is Marry On My Wayward Son. And here are your 7 notes. You can hear it as many times as you like.
I'll hear it one more time at least.
You normally say, what do you think the note is that it's like, oh, it'll be registered
9.
after 9?
I think 9. The next 2 get you 2, and then you can continue the song after that.
Probably. Nothing. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you can take a guess. You can use your lifeline. I
say
don't know
it.
if Dan knows it or not.
I'm gonna say I don't know.
All right. Do you want to throw out a guess? Marry On My Wayward Son. What you got, PLD?
You can do an Ed Harris movie for this. Come on. He's got a son somewhere.
Yeah, I guess I'll start somewhere. Let's see. So I'll go with Die Hard.
That is incorrect.
It's incorrect.
That is incorrect.
I know.
So, Dan, you can take the 15 points, or you could double down on it and use your
I
lifeline.
will
with that.
take the points, but if 9 is the limit, I would like to guess for funsies.
Yeah,
Sure.
this is currently my favorite score. I just had the opportunity to see it live for the first time. I'll put it in piano because I'm learning an arrangement of it at the moment.
Sounds very familiar.
Oh. I recognize it now, but I can't.
This.
Yeah, that part's there.
I know what it is. I just can't get it to come here.
That's familiar. I can't pull the movie though.
It's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh wow. Yeah, I
Robin
wouldn't have
Hood.
pulled it.
Prince of
Yes.
Merry Men, nice
Yep,
one.
Merry Man. Nice, very nice one.
Marion,
Yes.
he is a wayward son.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep,
Coming
yep,
back from the
absolutely.
Crusades.
And
Absolutely.
that section there,
Yep, that's the part that I
that's
really like.
that's the Morgan Creek music.
Oh,
probably
I never knew that.
You've probably heard it in front of every Morgan Creek.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember growing up though, it was very much more like not so much Prince of Thieves, but watching Men in Tights so much, and just burned into my brain is Carrie Elway's going because some like unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
I really.
Yeah. You know what he can't do is play Churchill. I don't know if you've seen the new Guy Ritchie. He cannot
Oh, I
play.
did not.
All right, Dan. With that, you take a 20-point lead, 80-60. And you have choice still. It's 1, 3, 4, or 5.
I will do 1.
Number 1 it is. Your clue for number 1 is Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing.
Oh, and I'm sorry. I'll go again with the 14. I think that's what I said last time.
14, all right.
13.
This might get formulaic quick. 10.
Oh, see, last time you did 11. You already changed it.
I was, yeah, I don't want to get too comfy.
9.
9.
Go ahead, Paul. Settle it again.
Yeah,
God damn it.
And the lack of confidence on 9 is what killed you, man. 9.
9. 9.
No.
There you go. That's exactly what we want to do is bring that into the fold. All right, on 9 notes. So it's worth 15 points once again. Paul, you're down by 20 right now. You do have your lifeline if you want to use it. Your clue, once again, is Swamp Thing.
That would be Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
That is correct for 15 points. Nice job. It's a 5-point game with Dan in the lead, but Paul, you have wrestled control of the board back 3, 4, or 5. What would you like next?
Enthusiastically wrestled it back.
I didn't see. I was looking at my sheet. Is that what you did?
Pretty much. I was wrestling it back.
Yeah, that was the 9 of wrestling. 9?
No, my brain went to he's wrestling it back or dancing at a wedding.
Yeah. But that's like tired into the night. Like, I'm still trying, guys.
Yeah.
How many shots?
The MDMA is wearing off, but I'm fucking still here to groove, guys.
I will go with 3. I'll go with 3.
All right, number 3, it is. This Kluka is a little bit of a combo from Ken Whitehurst and Drew Enns, and it is The Fury of Zeus. The Fury of Zeus. So, Paul, you'll open the bidding on this one. How many notes would you like to start with? 4 is the minimum.
14.
14. Back in your face, Dan. Back in your face.
13.
11.
I was going to say, now what? 10.
9. A little more confident that time, but
Yep, I bought it.
I didn't. Settle the score.
that knows me too well. Okay.
It was the chin wag with the 9.
All right, it's a 5-point game with Dan in the lead. Your clue, once again, Paul, is the Fury of Zeus. Great choice on the orchestration, by the way.
Yeah, I love the orchestra. I love the song. I'm not sure I can pull what movie that's from because I've started so many different ways. Dun, dun, dun.
You do have your lifeline. Your clue, once again, is the Fury of Zeus.
Let me just hear it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quick 9.
Yeah, it is. It does.
Happens sometimes.
Yeah. I like watching PLD go through the Rolodex in his brain.
I am.
Like,
It served you both well. I mean, we got a 5-point game right now.
It's
Who
a
would've
really,
thought?
really, really strong game.
again, after the barn murder from last week, I was not expecting us to have a kill.
But you did. You picked up that torch and you carried it.
You're through. Is that in Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Just like that, PLD takes a 10-point lead.
I was doubling down the shit out of that one, pal.
I knew it. I could. I was like,
Good
okay. Get there. Ooh,
All right, we got 2 questions left. It is a 10-point game right now, 90-80, with Paul in the lead. And gentlemen, we do have sudden death if it comes down to that. I'll give you the rules of that if it actually managed to transpire. But Paul, you have your choice, sir. 4 or 5.
We'll go with 4. Why not?
4. You guys have picked a system and you've both stuck to it. Number 4 it is. Your clue is why the long face? Why the long face? So, Paul, you'll open the bidding on this one.
14.
Yep.
10, just for something different.
Settle it. Just for something different. Why not?
I had a hunch that was coming.
Sure. All right, it's worth 10 points. So, Dan, if you get this, you tie this ball game up. You still have your lifeline if you want to use it. PLD, you've got your double down and your lifeline. Your clue, once again, is why the long face. Here are your 10 notes.
Oh, I know that song. Could I hear it again, Andy?
Of course. Yeah.
I think I will take that lifeline.
All right, he's going to take the lifeline to ensure the tie. So Andy's got to read through the list of clues. Disregard the one I have highlighted, Andy, if you
Which
don't
one-
want to use it.
Which one was the one you used? Sorry, Matt. It wasn't.
Why the long face?
Why the long face?
Why the long face?
Okay.
I did an audible last second from the one I highlighted because I thought that one would be a little bit better.
Yeah,
So-
no problem.
Disregard if you like. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Okay. Okay. Dan, your lifeline clue is it's always sunny in New York. It's always sunny in New York. And if Matt, you want to give it to him in an American accent, probably
Not a problem. It's always sunny in New York.
Oh,
Sunny, not Sonny.
Sega.
in New York.
Yeah, Andy, give us your best New York accent.
Nope.
Hard no.
Pre-game.
I'll have to send you, Andy. There's a clip. They asked a British commentator to do an American accent from a soccer perspective, and he comes out and he goes, "What a match day this was!" And that was his best.
Oh, really? That's so
American
funny.
accent. Oh, I think it was Jamie Gallagher. That sounds right.
Jamie Carragher?
Carragher. thank you.
Yes, yeah. He's Scouse, so that would be difficult because that is the thick accent they have. The only like American accent thing that I do is like a party trick thing is getting people to say space ghetto. Do you know this one? Do you know the space ghetto one? So if you say space ghetto in like an American accent, if a British person tries an American accent to say space ghetto, you sound like a Scottish person saying Spice Girls. So it goes space ghetto, and it sounds like a Scottish person saying.
Oh,
Spice
wow.
Girls. Yeah.
Or Michael Caine.
Yeah, my cocaine.
Michael Caine.
My cocaine.
Um,
All right, so your two clues once again were why the long face
Oh yeah, we were
Yeah.
playing a show. That's right.
yeah, we were.
and it's always sunny in New York.
Great stalling techniques by Dan. I like
I know, right? You like that?
Yeah, it worked.
that. Did.
Do you want to hear the music again?
Can't fault him.
With a long face. I think I know the music, so it wouldn't change much. And I'm not confident in. I'm just gonna say The Godfather.
We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Oh, I knew the tune sounded familiar, but I'm not super familiar, and it wasn't until I'm glad I used the lifeline because the Sunny was the one.
Yeah, I was
that
trying to.
really help me out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted it to sound a bit more like the
It's
name.
usually what the lifeline does is
Mhm.
it nudges you
Try and
a
give you a
little bit
character.
more. Andy's good about that. All right, tie ball game, guys. Whoever gets the points on this wins this game. There will be no sudden death. Unless somehow someone gets it wrong and the other person doubles down and they get it wrong. Then we will go to sudden death.
Stranger
Uh,
things have happened on the show. I feel like.
Yes,
Potentially.
sure. I'm sure.
All right. So, Dan, since you got the points, you will open the bidding on this. And your clue is Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
LIL apostrophe Wayne.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I was wondering if it was low. Also, I just want to be sure. Good call.
can we hear it in a British accent? I'm kidding.
How about a Scottish one?
It just sounds like Spice Girls.
Oh,
No
oh,
matter-
that-
yeah. It's
I had
weird
a
like
hunch,
that.
but yeah. Surprising no one. I'll guess 14.
I guess I'll go 13.
Lil Wayne. 12. We haven't done 12 yet.
11.
I want you to play it for the win. Go with 11, Paul. Settle the score.
Oh God,
All right, Paul. You do have your lifeline, Paul.
I do.
You held on to it. I thought you were going to use it earlier.
I almost did.
I
almost
thought he
did.
was too.
I came very close.
On the
Not like
Die
on the
Hard, yeah.
All right. You have 11 notes. Your clue, once again, is Lil Wayne.
Okay, here we go.
I feel like that could have been like a 3 notes and we both would have known the song at least.
But will he be able to place it? Lil Wayne.
Also, apparently that Gary Glitter is, not a great person. I have not
That's
looked it up,
what
but
I
I
heard.
believe it.
That's what
I
heard.
haven't looked it up either, but I've seen pictures of the dude, and then I heard those stories and be like, seems about right.
Yeah.
Seems about right. Then you listen to the music and you're like, yeah, I buy it.
Joker.
Paul DiNuzzo is today's champion, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's funny. Yeah, so you brought up Joker earlier. And
Yeah.
then, someone brought up Die Hard earlier,
Mhm.
wearing a fucking Queen hat. It's a weird show, guys. It's a weird show.
Sometimes
you go from those high highs of last week. We gotta get you some weirdness in
This is
here.
a different kind of high. That's all it is.
Yeah,
different guy to high.
you're the best drug dealer I've ever heard. This is a different
Exactly.
kind of high.
You know, different strokes for different folks. People like to get off in different ways. That's fine. But PLD is today's big winner. So congratulations
Woo!
to you, sir. As
Yes, sir.
winner, you have the floor first to plug, promote, say whatever you like, but go ahead and take it away, man.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. You can find me at Paul_DiNuzzo on Twitter. You can find me, as aforementioned, PLD Projects, where I do a lot of podcasts on Star Wars, V, Queen, Doctor Who, everything else kind of thing. And also go join Tristan Harloff's The Big Thing. And the Real Rejects, they help pay me too. So I like getting money. So that helps out a lot. So, but otherwise, love these guys. Thank you so much again for letting me on the show. I always look forward to playing such esteemed competitors like Handsome Dan over there. And, that's about it. Take care, guys.
Dan, what about you?
I don't know. I'm around doing things. I was like up till 2 a.m. editing self-tapes last night, and I'm still doing the Community Apartment 303 podcast occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
You can find me at various places at Oh Hi Dan Nye. I think the last thing that was published that you can see if you're on Instagram and you follow Cutwater Spirits, I'm in some of their social media stuff now, so that's fun. That was a lot of fun. I got to go to Lake Arrowhead and do a shoot, which was a blast in November, even though it was cold. It was still a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm around. I'm doing things. People know where to find me.
Well, we'll have your social media handle in the description below so people can get you hit you up, go see what you're doing. Oh Hi Dan Nye, and PLD. We'll have yours as well down there. Andy, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah. Thank you to the guys. That was an incredible show. Really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I feel like unless I missed something, you guys swept the board through 1 and 2 without missing anything, potentially.
Oh.
And a bang on one of the quantity trivia things is like rarefied air. I was on Cinemojis. That episode is now out, so go and check that out. The Last American Heroes YouTube channel to watch myself and Melissa Woody face off in emoji movie trivia. It was a lot of fun, and and the reason I'm waffling a bit is because Dan, I don't let people down. Here we go. Ready?
Oh.
There you go.
See, wrestling and dancing. You're right, Dan.
And they got to spin the guitar and the accordion around and the drum.
Hell yeah. And then it hits a tiger in the face, and we've just tied those two movies together.
That's all I knew about that movie going into it. All I know is a guy punches another guy with a tiger, and that's all I needed to know. That was, I will say, that was the best movie experience I've ever had. I got to go to the Chinese theater in Hollywood, and they were screening RRR, and the cast, the director, and the composer was there. It was like people were dancing in the aisles. It was like Rocky Horror, and I got to see it. Most of us at least share the same circles as Ben Begley. He was there, and I happened to sit next to him, so we were just chatting the whole time, and he was like, I have no idea what this is, and I'm like, I'm so excited for you. I'm just so excited for to be sitting next to someone who has no idea what they're about to see. And it was
incredible.
It was the best experience ever. It was amazing.
Did they bring the tiger?
The CGI tiger?
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that is it for today's show. Our thanks to you once again for joining us. A hell of a game. Came down to the final question. Those are always fun. And that is it for the show this week. Once again, we'll have both of their handles in the description below. So hit them up on social media. And you can follow Andy at STS_AndyM. You can follow me at Matt Knost. That's it for this week's Settle the Score. We'll see you guys next week with another new episode. Until then, adios.